All right, guys, we're looking for the most perfect setup for your LiveScope, and we're out here in the middle of my home lake, and we're going to talk about it. We got a lot of questions about the perfect LiveScope setup in the last episode that we did on this, so we're going to go through the settings all again. So stay to the end, because that's where we're going to do a lot of the settings, but we're going to talk about a lot of the questions that were asked during that episode. And number one, we're going to start right off the bat, is about powering your LiveScope. We always talk about, you know, you hear about lithium batteries, your traditional batteries. I'm a big believer that your LiveScope should have its own dedicated power supply, and I am a big believer in lithium batteries. I remember the days when I was guiding and I had your standard lead acid battery, and I was always so concerned that those suckers were going to run out, and a lot of times they did. In fact, I was always jealous of the people that had the perfect setup. Even with lead acid, they had the perfect setup. But I go with lithium batteries. I have a 100 amp hour battery. I'll show you the battery we use. Now, I don't have an agreement with Amped Outdoors or anything, but they do have great customer service. I will tell you that. Completely dedicated to it. I know that if I have a problem with my LiveScope, I can go directly to that battery and solve the problem, and that makes it a lot easier. When I had a 126SV screen, I had a 60 amp hour battery that was powering it, and it did a perfect job. So you don't have to jump to the 100 amp hour battery if you don't want to. It's just something where I know that if my battery is charging throughout the night and it dies, the charger part of it, maybe somebody unplugs the boat or something like that, I know I can go another full day with this much power going to LiveScope to get her done. So we're going to put fish in the boat in this episode. Let's do that right now, and then we're going to talk about a lot of these questions that we talked about or we were being asked from that episode. So this is the perfect setup for LiveScope. Here we go. I tell you, sometimes when I'm talking that fast, I feel like I'm spewing too much information too quickly. Comment below, guys, if you think that. Sometimes I say I need to slow down, but we got a lot of stuff to talk to you about today. We're going to talk about the mounts, we're going to talk about the screen, and we're certainly going to do my settings again. So if you have a fuzzy picture, this is the episode for you. I can't emphasize that enough. Now, we are in the middle of the day, guys, and we have great winter temperatures right now. We are, you know, there's one. We might be sitting at maybe 40 degrees today, which is great. That's good fish. There's a good start. Now, that school of fish is probably fish all about the same size. That's a great size eating fish right there. We're gonna let them go. And that whole school is going to be very similar to that size fish here on my home lake. Now, let's start off with the mounts, because that is a question that I got quite a bit. First and foremost, it's Cornfield Fishing Gear. Those are the mounts I use. And I believe you can use the code 3Pound Fishing to get a discount. And if not, call them, tell them 3Pound Fishing sent you. Great products, great customer service. And I utilize the bridge, and then I utilize the folding mount right there. Okay, guys, so the folding mount's right there. And I've positioned that 3 inches forward so that my ability to touch the screen is extremely efficient and easy. No bending over for me. Now we're going right back to this school. Now we are fishing with the hair jigs. They are available on the website. I know that we are getting close to the Christmas holiday, but if you order, hey man, we'll get them out there to you, and you're gonna love them. It's a great deal. I like to also say that, coming right through there, that we are going to be at the Collinsville show coming up here in about a week. I think it's the weekend of January 2nd, giving this guy a shot at it. So check us out there at Collinsville. All the usual suspects will be there. I'm going to drop all the way down here. Remember, we take full advantage of these casts, and these are crappie down here. Sometimes they can look like bass, but these guys are being pretty aggressive here, so we're trying to trick this guy in, stair-stepping him up. You can see him, and we got him. Sometimes you can lower it down to them just a little bit, and they can't help themselves, and that's what happened right there. Good fish. Solid. Better than the first one, guys. That's a good solid eater we call here. Bam. How about that, guys? That's fantastic. Fantastic. And again, we let them go. Again, the hair jigs are online, guys. This is the hammer we're fishing with right here. That's freaking awesome. Best 10-footer on the market, no doubt, in sniping braid. And I've got a number 7 split shot there, about 15 inches from the jig. All right, back to the LiveScope. A big part of LiveScope is your trolling motor. Okay, So I understand that we want to learn how to read this and have a great picture, but I'm telling you, it's all for naught if you don't have a trolling motor that can do the things that you need it to do. Number one, spot lock is always great and convenient. A quick left right, like I'm doing right there, that's a quick left right. Very important in my opinion. And then also just a powerful trolling motor. So some of the worst ones I'll just point out: Tarova, Altera. Those are not very good LiveScope. Not to say you can't do it, I'm just saying that if you really want to be top class and have all the ability to for yourself and LiveScope, consider the Ultrex, consider the Force, the Move, the Ghost. These are top of the line trolling motors, and any of those, regardless, are going to be incredible options to complement your LiveScope system. Got a lot of questions about trolling motors, and so I would even prefer a manual one without, the one that you have to push down hard, that would not be a bad deal compared to the Tarova, where you have a head that just goes like this, really slow. Guys, real quick, if you could do a subscribe and follow down below, I'd really appreciate it. We're putting out 2 videos a week throughout this entire winter time, and that helps us see the support that we have for the channel. Do us a favor and hit follow below. It's absolutely free. Boom. Good fish too. This should be a good fish. Sure did mark well. That's a solid fish, guys. Unbelievable. All right, let's go through the settings, guys. And the important thing I want everybody to know is that there's no wrong or right way of doing settings. Everybody's going to have their different way. I don't mess with certain things like color gain. I allow that be left at default. I simply go back to defaults, okay? And from there, we're going to make our small adjustments. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? Options, sonar setup, installation, restore sonar defaults. Right there, it's perfect. Bam! And that's how it comes out of the box. The transducer is going to do its automatic identifying that it's in forward view, as it did right there. We're going to say OK. Now everything is set to automatic, so we're going to go ahead and set our gain to whatever it was at. So we're going to leave it at 67. We're going to set our distance forward to 35, which is typically what I fish with. And then our depths always on my home lake is 25. Now I might be at Grenada and I might go to 15 or whatever it is, but those are that's the starting point. Now we're gonna start to really simplify this clutter, okay? We're gonna go ahead here and go to a layout, get rid of the grid, okay? I like to get rid of the grid. I then like to go to TVG to low, noise reject to high, okay? Really slows down the screen, and that is essentially my setup. Now I'm going to get rid of some of these items over here because again I want to really clear this screen up. So overlay data, let's see here, where would it be at? Overlay data, okay. Water temp, we would like that. Unit voltage, we don't worry about that. We talked about our batteries and we don't have to worry about it. Time of day, I don't need the time of day up there. My speed, don't need it. Hide. So all I care about is water temperature. And I don't even know if I care about that so much, but we talk about it on these videos. And because we talk about it on the videos, I tend to like to have it on there. Makes it easy. Because people ask, what was the water temperature, etc. Those are my settings, guys. Absolutely awesome picture. And yes, there is a small delay. People will talk about there being a small delay when you're on a high noise reject setting, but you get used to it. It doesn't affect you. You can catch all the big fish in the world. And but to each his own. So those are my settings. Let's put more fish in the boat. We've got more topics with LiveScope coming up. Let's put some more fish in the boat. There we go. Good fish. Right there, beautiful. There it is. Never had to see it on the screen either, man. That's what's great about it. Just doing that stair step without seeing the fish. Slab. Oh my goodness, this is a big one. That's so funny. That is a slab. That is a big fish, and we're gonna let him go. We're gonna let them go, no doubt about it. The other thing you want to talk about in terms of LiveScope is boat control. And obviously putting your nose into the wind is a big part of that. One of the things that can make that even easier are any of these braking systems that they have out there for your boat. So consider that. Certainly not a necessity. It's not something that you need, but I use the crappie brakes. They're fantastic. But there are a lot of good ones out there. And so if you can, or you have an interest in them, check them out. And I think that adds a lot to LiveScope fishing. I always try to get also the biggest screen possible. So, you know, I've got an 8616 out there and up there. PTG has got some incredible deals on electronics. So I recommend getting a touch of PTG. But bigger's better in the LiveScope world. So if you've got a 9-inch or a 10-inch screen, consider always upgrading. You're going to get your money back on those screens. The resale value of these screens is incredible. The secondary market has grown, and definitely a thing you should consider. So appreciate you guys, and till next time, have a Merry Christmas with your family, and I appreciate it. Please do me a favor and follow the video, subscribe to the channel. That shows us the support, and comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on LiveScope and how to get the best picture you can get, and I think other people would as well. Have a great one, guys.